What's up, YouTube? I am walking with my beloved and one of my sons, not the school-aged one. And that's what I'm gonna make a video about today, is the school closures and the class of 2020 and all the craziness that's been going on with kids being home. So, first thing I want to say, this is not normal. This is not normal at all. Kids being on prolonged, whatchamacallit, staying home, staying out of school, not socializing. That shit is not healthy, right? Yeah. Obviously. We have broken the rules, I think, because we have let Andre out to play with friends. My whole thing with this is that mental health is also health, and it's not just about trying to contain a virus, because you can't just keep people in isolation for too long, especially kids. So I have limited, obviously, my whole thing, like going out and stuff. I mean, it's not like we really have much of a choice anyways, because everything had been closed and they're just now starting to reopen it. This school right here is gorgeous, St. Dominic's. We live in a neighborhood where we have actually several schools very close to each other. I actually live across the street from my son's elementary, and we've been homeschooling him. What about your brother, Abraham? I mean, how's that been?
Yeah, he's been on the laptop doing homework, like the teacher asks.
Mm-hmm.
And the teachers are still complaining that, like, that's not how it's supposed to be done, but it's difficult because my mom doesn't have time to teach him. No one has time to, like, just switch our schedule and teach them. That's hard.
Yeah, I don't think that the schools were really ready for this, and I don't think that the teachers were trained for this or anything. But it's been crazy seeing all the, I don't know if you've noticed this, but when I'm driving around working, I saw, like, especially the other day, because they were doing the graduations and they were doing like the drive-through graduations, like where they go by the school and it's like they have their like ceremony. It is sad. It's definitely sad. But oh yeah, we miss you. Stay home, stay safe. I don't know. Personally, it feels, I mean, I'm speaking probably for millions of people when I say this, it feels like they've been robbed of their, especially for the seniors, like robbed of their senior year, and they can't ever go back. They can't have all those like formal ceremonies and stuff, like for millions of people. Yeah, no prom or anything.
Have prom either?
No, I did prom, but that, I mean, again,
this year.
No, they didn't do anything. They were like I'm sure.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not like I didn't actually like go through the whole like college thing, so I don't know, but I read like even like the fraternities and stuff like that, they have like their ceremonies, and obviously like everybody's like not doing what they normally do. So, but that's a minor issue. The bigger issue here is just these kids being really robbed of their whole year of their life. They're one of their defining years, and it's sort of like a rite of passage to adulthood for a lot of these people. I'm not speaking of the younger kids, obviously, but more like the high school and the college bound, or also the college people who are graduating into the uncertain job market which has been created around us. And I'm gonna be honest, it scares me, but I have long had my mind affected by the things I went through when I was older. I mean younger, obviously, like how old am I now? 33? Okay, so when I was in high school, that's when we had 9/11, that's when we had the Iraq War, and you know what? That shit was whack. That was really whack. I got to watch a whole generation of people, roughly my age group. Many of them went off to fight in this war, and I was just not happy about the whole situation. It was really ugly. I was thinking, you know, hey, it's the turn of the century. Things are going to look up, you know? It's 2000. Yoo-hoo! And it's like literally all that happened in the last like 10 years or 20 years has just been nonsense. A lot of nonsense. But that was not, in my mind, like a good sign that at the turn of the century, you look and there's like on Fox News and CNN and all over the television, they had this shock and awe where they're like bombing Iraq, and you just see like Baghdad and it's like blowing up, like I'm like, oh, this is, yeah, it was depressing. But that altered the way I think that was a defining moment for me. So I think that the kids now are getting a sense of what I kind of went through, where they're seeing kind of an uncertain world, and like they're hearing about like stuff going on, like people dying in hospitals and shit, which sucks.
Yeah, like now that's happening in the real life. Like, you see it right
Yeah,
here.
you're seeing it like in real life. And I was trying to think like, okay, when was the last time they even had something like this, like a lockdown? Like, okay, I know there have been other pandemics, right? Like, wasn't it like there's like swine flu?
The swine
There's like in the
flu.
60s or something. I know that there's the 1918. Obviously, that's when they like really like closed things down. But if that's the case, it's been like literally little over 100 years since this kind of thing has happened. So, but yeah, just researching into this, looking into this, like how this is going to affect kids long term. There's whole school of thought on how this will stunt them. Well, yeah, this is my son's school. We'll pass by and look at the emptiness of it. Hold on. There's a whole school of thought about the effects of this will have on kids long term, as far as like making income, like making money, pursuing higher education, that kind of thing. So, yeah, it's lack of socialization is not healthy. Oh, and then there's this other thing. God, I don't know how I feel about this one. It's honestly pretty depressing. I guess I like talking about depressing stuff, but LA Unified, that they're talking about, you know, when they reopen the schools, that they're gonna have everybody like doing like recess and isolation, and like one ball per kid. Like, what were some of the things they said? Like smaller classes,
like
and
on their desk, they're gonna have like, you're not gonna sit next to each other, and they're not gonna have recess together. That's like as far as I read.
what you don't even have, huh? Whatever. That's alright. Yeah, smaller class sizes. It's like basically like minimizing interaction with their kids and stuff, which is like, I don't know how I feel about that one. I'm sure a lot of people are like protesting over that, but hello. So yeah, there's that whole thing. What else? Oh, here's another interesting thing. Did you know Isaac Newton invented calculus? And what's some of the other stuff? His theory of gravity, which I guess they hadn't like completely made, but a lot of his work was done during a bubonic plague. Was bubonic plague, I think, where they closed down Cambridge for like 2 years. So he like went to his parents' like farmhouse, and yeah, that's actually why I brought that magazine, because I wanted to talk about that. There was like some stories. Hold on, let me grab it right now. That's really cool. Watch. There's some stories of these like high school kids, and there's this one dude right here. So I was thinking about that, Isaac Newton. When I saw this, there's this guy from, this is Time magazine, from the France. He said his name is Louis. I don't know how to say this. Mays. How do you say that? You speak French, right? M-A-E-S. Maes. Okay, Louis Maes. All right. So he was saying that before the lockdown, he was living a nonstop life between preparing for final exams and attending competitive handball competitions. He never stopped, but when he found himself stuck at home with his two younger siblings and his parents with an unlimited amount of free time, he turned toward the thing he loved most, making music. Since the lockdown began, he had written more than 20 songs. Polyphonic electronic music with lyrics. When you find yourself in a bubble alone, it forces you to reflect. I write music about my life. That is a cute dog. It forces you to reflect. I write music about my life, which lets me reflect on who I want to be when lockdown ends and my adult life begins. My songs are about love, solitude, and growing up. It's also about giving me the chance to appreciate the life I've had so far. Spending so much time with my family during my last year living at home has brought us all closer together. That is one thing I could say that's true, is like, okay, it has brought like a lot of family together too, but then again, it's kind of like isolated them forcefully, maybe not under the best circumstances, but before lockdown, my dream was to work in the music industry, but these past few weeks have shown me that music can be a huge part of my life, even without being a part of my career. It always will be there in some ways. This has shown me that all difficult periods can be nourishing, and of course, there have been hard days. I love solitude, but not for this long. But the bad days have helped me to create some very sincere music. Anyways, he's just going on saying, he's just using his time wisely, and like trying to like focus on things that he may not have like focused on as much, which in this case for him it's music. So It's gorgeous out. I like today. Today's a nice day.
It is
And I'm glad I took the day off because I'm always
so busy.
working my butt off. When we did a little swimming. It's nice sunset. That's the one thing about Eagle Rock I love. We always have really good sunsets. Well, you can't really maybe see through the trees too much, but we get good sunsets out here. It's kind of like synonymous with
really
this
orange.
city. So I'm trying to think, what else can I talk about? Just if any of you are those students, keep your head up. Have hope. There's always going to be some opportunity, even if it's like really hard to find. Make your own opportunities. Maybe look into self-employment if you can't find work. Try to find ways to make money on your own. Right now I'm doing gig work, and there's a ton of gig work available, especially in a city like LA. I made another video on that actually, but I really hope when these kids return to school, it's not like extremely awkward and like, you know, isolation, because I'm kind of really worried about these kids. It's one thing to be worried if you're like in high school or college, but again, like the kids, I know, as a dad of an 11-year-old, I worry. I guess that's really, I think I've summed up everything I wanted to say.
Here's my sister.
All right. So I guess my son's coming right now, and we'll pick him up. Do you have anything else you wanted to say?
No.
Okay. Can. Just thinking. I'm just like jotting my brain. Yeah, I think that's it. All right. Well, if I have anything else to say, maybe I'll make a follow-up video. But cheers, YouTube.
Hi.